Welcome back to Entrepreneur Money Stories. Are you a business owner struggling to make the most of your cash flow during seasonal up and downs? Are you uncertain of how to weather the seasons without putting too much strain on yourself or your business? If so, this video is for you. I'm going to share the KSA framework that is going to help you manage and optimize your financials no matter what time of year it is. So get ready. We're going to unlock the secrets to successfully steering your business through seasonality. I promise you, you are not the only one going through this. My name is Danielle Hayden, founder and CEO of Kickstart Accounting Inc. We have worked with thousands of business owners using bookkeeping as a vehicle to help business owners better manage their business and use numbers to grow and thrive as business owners. Now, managing seasonality is something that, regardless of your industry, we all as business owners go through this. We had a client a few years ago who had just started working with us, and she knew that she had two seasons in her business, January and February, and then summer was both two very slow seasons in her business. But fortunately for her, she was very profitable and growing and thriving as a business owner. It was January when we had just started working together, maybe early February. Cold, dreary. I am from Cleveland, so I remember there being snow on the ground, kids home with a snow day during our first call together. It was just an utterly freezing year that year. We had been talking about taxes, and her previous tax accountant had shared with her that because she was so profitable, she needed to take a large bonus and make some serious business decisions in December to lower her tax liability. What the tax accountant did not take into account was that she was opening up a second location and she had serious seasonality in her business. And so she had made those major decisions in December with a narrow focus on taxes, forgetting about the other business goals that she had coming up in early spring. So as we rounded out through January, February of that slow season, she really struggled. And most importantly, she struggled with her mindset because she had made these decisions and wasn't sure if her business was ever going to survive. Like, are the clients ever coming back? How will I weather the storm? And then still had a tax bill in April. So managing seasonality is both in our industries, what is our normal trend of seasonal ups and downs, but then we're also managing as business owners our tax season as well. Of course, she got through January and February. She had actually had a major launch of a retail location. She was an online business launching a retail location in early May. Unfortunately, she had to take on some debt, but we worked together to help her overcome her debt mindset. And she successfully opened up that location and is thriving. Now, because she knows her numbers and we are sending her financial statements on a monthly basis, she knows that she has that seasonality in summer as well. So it's really important that we are managing both sides of her business, understanding the seasonality of both, and planning during the high seasons for the low seasons, while also planning for tax season. Now, I know that sounds like a lot. Running a business can be a roller coaster, all of us, right? Anyone who has tried entrepreneurship knows the roller coaster of running a business. And so I want to provide you with a framework. You guys know how I love using frameworks to help us use this information in our business. So we'll walk through the framework and then I'll go into detail with each steps. So step one, we want to identify our seasonality. Step two is determine the type of seasonality. Step three, prepare. And four, conquer our mindset. So, in step one, I want us to identify the seasonality by using our numbers. If you do not have any history or bookkeeping yet, you can use industry norms, but preferably, I would like you to run your profit and loss by month, looking at the last 24 months. Now, QuickBooks has a really easy report to use called Profit and Loss by Month, and you can adjust the dates. If you are a Kickstart Accounting Inc. client, just email your bookkeeping team and they will send you over this information. So I want you to run the profit and loss by the last 24 months. I want you to be able to see 2 years so that you can see if there's any trends. Because step two, we're going to identify the type of seasonality. Do we have a seasonality of sales and or profit? What do I mean by that? So a lot of businesses have the seasonality of sales where we know that, let's say the holidays, at Christmas time, November, December, we have a really high sales months. And then January and February are slower months. Another seasonality that we see in terms of sales for our clients is summer months. Summer takes a dip. Now, if you're in the tourism industry, you might be the other direction where summer is booming for you, depending on where you're located and what type of business that you're running. So, is this a sales seasonality in which your sales actually dip based on the calendar or the actual physical seasons? Or do you have a profit seasonality? Now, we have some clients who, just based on the way that they have built and scaled their business, that they have a lot of annual subscriptions or team bonuses, annual reviews, things that happen grouped together. So, for instance, we have a client who we know every spring that a lot of their annual subscriptions, insurance payments. Now, I want to be clear. I am all for, we know that we're going to be using a software for years to come. I am all for us using annual subscriptions to receive that discount. That's why we offer that at Kickstart Accounting Inc. We offer that discount for any clients who want to take advantage of paying for the full year at front. So I am all for us using that strategy. However, just know that if we have more than one group together, or we have something that's a really big cost, it will create a profit seasonality. So step two is to identify the type of seasonality. Again, the best place to get this information is to go to your profit and loss by month straight out of QuickBooks. It is a really easy report to use and understand. To determine if it's a sales seasonality, you will look at the profit and loss at the top line, gross revenue. And if we're looking at our profit, you're going to go fast forward all the way to the bottom of the profit and loss report and look at the profit. Right? You can scan your eyes left to right, see which months you have a profit and which months you have a loss to determine the root of the issue to help guide you through step two. All right, step three, once we have determined what the seasonality is and what it is caused by, it's time to prepare. During this preparation, we are going to do three things. First is the cash on hand. I want every single business owner to know and understand how much money that they are using to run their business. Now, I don't mean just your operating expenses, looking at your profit and loss statement. I really want you to understand what is the monthly cash outlay in your business. Now, we have a worksheet for you. You can go to kickstartaccountinginc.com/cash to download the worksheet. I'll also walk you through the calculation here. But if you're driving, taking a walk, don't worry, there is this calculation for you. So 3 months of cash outlay is your monthly average operating expenses plus your monthly average cost of goods sold. 2 more. Plus our average monthly debt payments plus our monthly average owner's draws/personal expenses. This is how much money it takes to run our business on a monthly basis. When we are preparing for our seasonality, we want to have 1 to 3 months worth of cash on hand. Again, this is not just our operating expenses. You cannot forget about your debt payments and owner's draw payments. You need to be able to survive personally during this time. Now, I say 1 to 3 months because it depends on how long your seasonality is and how large your business is, right? If you are running a larger business, it might become more difficult to actually save that much cash in your business. And you might still have some sales that are coming in during that seasonality. So it's not like business completely shuts off. If you're running something like an ice cream store that completely shuts down in October, that's fresh on my mind. We wanted ice cream this this Friday, and our favorite ice cream spots are already closed for this season. So they literally would have to have enough cash on hand to pay the mortgage, to pay any utilities, anything that they need in order to come to keep their grounds ready and prepared for the next season. But you might not have a business that completely shuts down, and therefore you still have cash coming in the door. It will reduce the amount of cash you need to actually have on hand. Have you heard yourself saying, I'm scared to invest money in my business because what if it doesn't come back? I don't know how much to pay myself, so I won't take a paycheck yet. I'm reinvesting in the business anyway. Or how about, I'm not going to spend any more money until I know exactly where my money is going. Well, let me tell you, you are not alone. In fact, we have heard all of these stories and more throughout the last 9 years at Kickstart Accounting Inc. And that is why we have created the Money Mindset Mastery Framework to finally unlock and overcome these stories, to finally feel confident in your financial decisions and pay yourself what you deserve. The first step to create a profitable and successful business is to first understand your money mindset. Find out your money mindset personality type by going to kickstartaccountinginc.com/quiz. I can't wait to hear what your money mindset type is. No matter what time of the year, we need to be saving to have that tax reserve. So this is not including our estimated tax payments, but we suggest that every single one of our clients is saving about 25% of net income, not gross, all the way at the bottom of the profit and loss statement. I want you to have 25% of your net income in a savings account. And I get it, through our slow seasons, it's really difficult to be saving for taxes. That's why during our peak months, it's really important that we're saving for our tax reserve and our cash outlay. But no matter how small the contribution is, we want to make sure that we are contributing to our tax reserve and always paying our estimated tax payments. Step 3 in this is to have access to a line of credit. It's really important to get a line of credit when times are good. Don't wait for times to be bad to go and contact your bank or to look into some of the unconventional credit methods. We want to be looking at a line of credit when times are good. So during our peak months, during our peak years, we are looking to get access to a line of credit so that we have access to that cash to be able to help us during the seasonality. So let's recap here. We want to have cash on hand between 1 and 3 months worth of cash outlay, our tax reserve, and then access to our line of credit. Next, let's talk about how to prepare for our downtimes. I want every single one of you to maximize your downtimes. This is the time where we can do strategic planning, budgeting, admin projects, team training, professional development for you, new equipment, inventory counts, evaluating our pricing, systems audits, time with family, and reduce the amount of expenses that are scheduled during these downtimes so that you can avoid stress. Even in our business at Kickstart Accounting Inc., we have downtime. So for us, summer is our downtime. I know that during the summer, I want to be planning professional development for my team and I. That's when we do a lot of our team trainings, live events. We are doing our equipment audit where we're looking at who owns and houses what equipment. We're looking at our pricing. We are doing a full systems audit and looking at everything in our business with fresh eyes, right? But most importantly, I spend time with my family. This past year, we took 2 weeks off and I took my family to Italy this year. Knowing that this is going to be a slow time for our business, it allows me to enjoy that time without sitting here stressing, oh my God, where is everybody? So I really encourage you to think about how can you maximize your downtime. So if January and February are a downtime for you, get ready now. This episode is going to air in December. And so you have time to plan how you're going to maximize your downtime. All right, next I want to give you a few strategies during peak months. During peak months, we want to avoid any unnecessary expenses. I know this is kind of counterintuitive to what many of you expect me to say. I really want you to avoid unnecessary expenses and don't overspend during this time. When business owners are looking at the cash in their bank account, but not necessarily looking at the full picture, looking at your financial statements, looking at the history of your financials, booking time with your money team, it's really easy to overspend during good times because that cash is sitting in your checking account calling out to you. I want you to reduce your cost. This might be something that you actually do during the downtimes by shopping around suppliers and services that offer discounts and special rates. That way, during peak months, you're able to actually save your cash outlay and tax reserve. It's important that we're always looking to save money on storage space so you don't have to pay rent when it's not necessary. So again, back to that example of somebody who is actually shutting down during winter months, looking at how we can maximize our storage space so that we are in tune with our seasonality. Hiring temporary employees instead of full-time staff members. I really want to encourage all of us to think outside of the box. If you have always hired full-time team members and this doesn't feel in line with who you are as a business owner, I'm not saying that I want you to reinvent your business or that I don't want you to live in alignment with your core values. But what I am asking you to think of is how you can think creatively and outside your industry norms. So, one option might be to hire temporary employees. That way, it gives you the flexibility to reduce your manpower when it's necessary and only pay for what you need. Don't forget, we need to treat them fairly. We need to treat them like other year-long full-time employees and be the best seasonable employer out there. All right, step 4 is manage your mindset. I worked at a company before I started Kickstart Accounting, and this company they had been around for like 100 years. And when I came in as the CFO, I can't tell you how many people would tell me when I asked them why they were doing something, they would say, because that is the way we've always done it. And the number one thing I worked on with them is that if we don't have a reason as to why we're doing it that way, it is time to reinvent ourselves. We have an opportunity every year, every month as business owners to think about who we are, what we do, and why we do it. So if you find yourself saying, because that is the way we've always done it, it is time to think outside of the box. As business owners, we don't just have to manage our own mindset, but we need to manage our employees' expectations. So, talking to our employees about the seasonality in our business and about what they can expect from us as employers is going to help manage both our expectations and our team members' expectations from us. So, we as business owners are responsible for managing our own mindset, our own expectations, as well as our employees. Lastly, I want you to think about your debt mindset. I can't tell you how many business owners have told me over the years, I don't want to carry debt in my business. Now, I'm not saying that all debt is created equally and that I want you to run out and obtain debt. But I think as we are managing seasonal businesses and the ups and downs of running a business, working through your debt mindset is going to be really helpful in managing your mindset and how you work through the seasonality in your business. Having access to cash to be able to keep your business thriving is going to be a game changer for you and your business. The key takeaway here is that you carry the tone as the business owner. You are the one who are leading your customers and your team during these times. So talk to your money team and review this framework with them. Identify the seasonality, determine the type of seasonality, determine how you will prepare and what you're going to do to control your mindset during your seasonality. If you don't have a money team, then I invite you to book a call. You can go to kickstartaccountinginc.com and book a call right there. The Kickstart Accounting Inc. team would love to help you. We are here for you as business owners to get bookkeeping off your plate and use it as a vehicle to help you understand your numbers so that you can grow and thrive in your business. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.